our heroes. You three, were trying to figure out what happened to a missing speeder. Now, it's a very, extravagant, very gold everything speeder. Good old Tarvey Davis. And you found out, that several of these have gone missing in the time that this very loud and very snooty aristocrat had these. Mm-hmm. And they all seem to get crashed. And he's not been able to figure out what's been taking them. Gets past the dogs and everything. And you all decided, after looking at a couple different sections, that you were going to investigate what the boys, his two sons, were doing. And you just investigated the fact that both were sitting quite exhausted and one being very sick in their dorm room after a encounter with the headmaster that Joe so gently took care of. And by he took care of, really, it was Mako diffusing every situation. But that's all right.
I can't pull rank forever.
This is true. That rank won't matter with different groups, so y'all gotta be careful. So, after talking with them, they were both adamant that we were just both exhausted, and one of them being sick. Hold on, I have their names up. Let me go back to it. Yes, Merzin and Yardster. And as you had left their room, Kitasha was able to pick up a very hushed conversation of Yardster saying, "I cannot keep covering for you." Mako had agreed with Jeremy, the turtle, that she would ride for him in the races that were going to take place tonight, very late. And, Mako, what is your vehicle skills?
I don't have any.
Excellent.
I have a decent dexterity, and that's the best I got.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think most of those are mechanically based around dexterity.
That's true.
I don't know. Can I athletically drive the car or drive the speeder?
We'll
Just
see.
sheer muscle.
We shall see. All right. What would you three like to do now?
Did we all three hear what they just
Only
said?
Kitasha heard.
Okay.
Just me.
All right. I think I'll say our job here was to recover the vehicle. I don't want to get involved in whatever squabbles the Mr. Yarkle has with his children. I feel like we maybe is just stepping on many personal boundaries. We've got a slot for tonight's race, correct? I mean, if we're able to get yourself behind the seat of the car we're after, I feel like we might not even need to, we could just start the race and then just go off course and just drive it home. I perhaps that's an option, and unless it's something to do with a grand prize, in which case we probably need to win.
I don't think I'll be driving the car that's missing is the issue. Driving. I'll be driving the one that Jeremy has as his pacer car, basically. Most likely, will be going against our target speeder. So if everything goes the way I think it should go, we should be able. I'd like to get it out of there before the race even starts. Honestly, the best case scenario for me is working with head of security here, Hera, and getting this whole race busted and shut down.
Okay. That's actually a very good idea. So sort of going the legal route and involving the security. I like that. Okay. All right. Is there anything myself or Kitasha can do to help out this preparation while you're?
I'm going to see about meeting up with Hera off campus, and we can have a little planning session before tonight.
All right. All right. So perhaps is this something we should leave to you then?
Unless there's anything else you guys think would be valuable to take a look at on campus, I think it might be time for us to head out, and I'll pass the message to Hera.
I will mention, because I don't know if you guys remember that David does have this. Jeremy did give David the exact location for where the race is going to take place.
Oh,
so just so people are aware.
I mean, Natasha and I could at least scout out the location, try and get anything that may help you later on.
Yeah, that could work.
Okay. All right, sounds good. All right, let's temporarily split up, and then perhaps we can aim to meet in that location, within the hour.
Okay.
All right. I don't. This campus does seem lovely, but I feel like we may have outstayed our welcome.
That is a fair assumption. Let's get going.
All right. Splitting the party.
Oh, always the DM's favorite thing. You guys have done it so many times in one mission already. Not to your deaths yet. So that's always good. All right. So who would like to do their section first? Shall we meet up with Hera first, or do you want to go ahead and have the scouting party go through and do their section?
Let's probably have the scouting party go first, just because that'll make more sense chronologically.
Okay.
But on the way out, Mega's gonna say to gate guard Steve, like, "Hey, Steve, I totally meant to. I'm having dinner with Hera tonight. I totally forgot to tell her where and when. Would you mind doing me a favor and passing along? Tell Hera dinner's at let's go 8, and I have a reservation at the Ram tonight."
Ram. Yeah, no worries. No worries, Mako. You have a good one. I'll get that to her.
Thank you so much, Steve.
No worries. Y'all have a good one. I don't remember what voice Steve had, to be honest with you.
I think Steve had one line before, so you're fine.
Steve had a line or two, so it's fine. Alrighty. So we have our two wonderful players here who are gonna go scout out the new location, which should hopefully, I think I did this right, show up on the map.
It's do a fog of war.
Is it doing fog of war?
Yep, the entire map is currently fogged.
Excellent. That means that had worked initially. Now I have to get rid of it and remember how to do that. Give me one moment. So I was not initially sure if you guys would take this route or not.
Please, it's not a good race unless there's a bunch of things in the way.
Oh no, David, how do I get rid of fog of war? Help.
So in the fog of war, there should be a polygon reveal, is what I usually use.
In which section? Oh, wait.
So in that
Reveal areas.
Yeah, reveal areas, and then polygon reveals what I usually use. That's all of it.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Because it is daytime, you guys can actually go through and see what's going on in this area. I totally didn't take this map from someone else. This is fine.
Totally.
Don't worry about it.
Not stealing, it's repurposing.
All right. I'm gonna. Mako isn't actually here, but Mako's just gonna, skedaddle.
Mako's just gonna hang out somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, unless Mako wanted to go with, since you set your time so late in the day for meeting up with Aaron.
I mean, I could if you guys want to, or I could be off doing my own thing in the meantime. I kind of want to. I don't know. Narratively, I want to let Joe and Kitasha like have some more time in the more camera time, but I don't know. Whatever you guys feel.
So I know we can. I guess it's up to you about what would be best. I assumed the dinner thing was code.
I'm probably still going to meet up with Hera at the actual restaurant to talk about to talk about what's going on tonight. But that's about it. And honestly, now I think about it, like I probably should. I don't know. Maybe we can recognize a little bit. Maybe it should be a little earlier. Maybe like close to like a dinner or even a lunch, just because I want to give Hera enough time to prepare.
True.
So yeah, we can say that like I said it was close to a lunch, and then like that will actually line up that you guys will be scouting while I'm talking with Hera.
Yep, sounds good.
All right, we got a plan.
All right. So, how would you guys like to explore this area? You've made it to kind of some alleyway streets that were marked on the map that Mako gave you from Jeremy. It doesn't seem like there is a set path for the drivers to go. It is just get a nice green over here. The starting line, not over there, go back. Starting line here.
Mm-hmm.
And the finish line here. There are many intersecting alleyways and such that people could take. It seems like this is a very, get there in your own way sort of situation. This map does not look as big as I actually want it to be, but it was the best thing I could find.
For the purpose of Roll20, it works well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, each square represents 1 mile of road.
Not quite.
All right. Katasha, I sort of suggested this just as an idea, as just something we could do in the meantime. I don't know if we'd actually find any incriminating evidence or proof of where the vehicle is or something, but I suppose it would be good to at least get an idea of where it is and what to expect.
Yeah. Kitasha is going to kind of help look for evidence, but she at this point is having too much fun and the course, like add on stuff like that. So
Are you paying attention to the course of the area? Are you looking for anything in that course when you're having so much fun with it?
I think Kitasha's gonna look around mainly for any bit of the environment that she can use.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there's something that she can balance a little too precariously or anything like that.
Sure. give me some. Let's see, what role should perception works.
All right, there's that, and then I'm adding my D4 because of work of finding. So that is a total of 18.
Okay, so you see, change my section here. And we are going to. You see a couple of barrels stacked up over in the alley to the left of the starting line. And you also see up, if you were to just take a straightaway, you see, let me get this to change layer, several, think Legend of Zelda pots that you could very easily stack up in a way to make it a very precarious toppling over mechanism.
Yeah, Katasha's going to go ahead and do that with the pots, and then is going to set up. So the barrels are right. That's one of the barrels, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's not. It's
not what?
It's not pinging.
Yeah, I've been having trouble trying to get the pinging thing to work on mine too.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. And for this barrel, there's not. Nope, that was someone else pinging. That was not.
For pinging, you press and hold while you're on the cursor.
I've been doing both.
Okay.
So I'm not quite sure what exactly is going on, but that's okay. There we go.
Yay!
Yay! So, yeah, the pots are going to be a bit more precarious, and then the barrel, since it appears that there is a doorway right here,
is
that a window?
We'll go with this whole section here is a bit of a pretty narrow passageway that some people would probably use as a quick speeding through the sections. Yeah, so this area around here would be entrance into shops and such.
Okay. So Katasha's gonna do some very light rigging, so that when the door is potentially opened, if it opened, it loosens the ties on the barrel and it drops.
Okay.
Or becomes loosened in some.
All right, sounds good. Anything else you guys would like to look at or speak about to each other, or?
I think while Katasha's doing that, I think Joe will be having a look at the buildings and potentially be trying to see if he can find any, like a garage where the where some cars might be stored, or trying to if we can find it early, then that would kind of fix a lot of the issues anyway. So yeah, just a general look around if there's anything, or on what sort of area of the city this would be considered.
Okay. Go ahead and give me. You're looking specifically for the vehicles, then, or areas.
So yeah, hopefully like a garage or any windows I can peek at and see any cars.
Okay, give me either a perception check or an investigation check.
Oh, definitely an investigation. That is in 21.
Okay, so this section right here is actually a small garage that you found. It is locked up, so you could try to get into it, but you would suspect that if any of the bikes are being stored here, that's where they're going to be. Everything else appears to be like the back doors of several shops or a couple of just lower income housing sort of situation.
Okay.
A lot of tall, multi-story apartments sort of situation in some of these sections. But that would be the one spot that could potentially, but it does have a basic lock on it.
Alright, so I'll wait up till until Katasha's ready, and then I'll sort of call her over. Katasha, I do actually have some lockpicking tools on me, but I kind of picked them up on a whim, as I thought all adventurers needed them, but I don't actually have any skills in that department. Is this something that you're proficient with or comfortable with?
Not really. Yeah, I'm better at like contouring if it's close to contouring.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, well, you've been into well, no, you probably haven't. So there are places where you can go see performers, like what Snowball used to do. What Mako. Yeah, what Mako used to do.
Okay.
Yeah, and contouring just makes you look better and, get paid better.
Okay.
But I don't need that.
I mean, maybe not for this specific lock situation. I don't know if that would help us pick this lock better.
You touched it so much.
It's also that I'm like, out of curiosity, does Joe understand what Mako used to do, or is
Not a chance. Yeah, I think the intelligence and not wise speaks for itself. Yeah, so he's not putting two and two together. He could tell you a bunch of random facts about dance probably if he rolled a good history check, but yeah, no.
But it'd be the wrong dance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I know all about dancing.
It would just be like a whole gonk on history thing. It's like the Egyptians used to think the best thing you could do was die. Just that's all. That's I know. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, again, in that case, no worries. I will try this myself, and I'll see if I can do something with no training.
Go for
I'm gonna try and pick the lock. All right. Is that just dexterity then, with no modifiers?
I think it's just a straight dex roll.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, no proficiency.
All right. Hang on. The app's being silly. Dexterity. Oh. Okay, I got very lucky. That's a 21.
Man, I was looking at this like, oh, he's gonna just roll really low again, isn't he?
I was expecting it.
You managed to, without breaking this lock, you managed to unlock it perfectly. Or at least just about. It pops open and you are now able to access this small garage.
Okay. Wait, let's see if we. Okay, Katasha, let's see if we can find the card. If we can find it here, that would be amazing.
I have a question for Joe. Does Joe know how to open a shutter door garage? Just in curiosity.
I think he owned a shop for at least 10 years.
Yeah, but his shop might have had a different style of thing.
I feel like
if he's an artificer, he probably had some sort of hydraulics or pulley system, as opposed to in a garage door. Potentially,
I think mechanical stuff is more like up his alley. So I think this would be more feasible than a lock, certainly.
How does he open the door?
So where's the door?
Do you touch the door? You open it normally.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I'd have to touch the door to open it.
You're just gonna open it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are you saying it like that?
Okay.
The door is being opened.
Not doing anything special. So you open the garage door. Slides open. Very loud. Because you just pulled it up and it shuttered up. No one seems to care. No one peeks their head out. So you're like, it must be good. This is fun. Would you like to look inside the garage? Yes, there's some speedsters.
Yeah. Not our speedster, probably.
There is no bright golden speedster in here. Most of these ones are a bronze tone or mainly like a stainless steel. But even the stainless steel looks a little rusty.
Okay. Well, this wasn't quite what I was after. That's fine. Should I just shut the door again?
I have an idea.
Uh-huh.
This is not Katasha. This might be too big a brain power for Katasha.
Do explain.
I think this is a fucking Sherlock Holmes situation with the racehorse. Like the story with the racehorse where they covered up the distinguishing marks on the bikes.
Do you want to start scratching cars?
This is what is that the rust and stuff is artificial. And that
I don't think that would be too big brain for Kitasha. Because she has plenty of experience with let's put doing a lot of different makeup styles or doing things. Probably ended up having to do that for your dungeon where you had to make things look a certain way. Mm-hmm. So she would know more of that stuff. I don't think that would be too far-fetched for her to think that would be a possibility.
Okay. What kind of role would that be?
So I have to decide on this. How do you think she would try to check for, would she be thinking this is an entirely, a cosmetic, something actually overlaid on it, or is she gonna think that it's something, magical? Because if it's magical, I would do an Arcana check.
No, I don't think it's magical.
Okay.
She some quick cosmetic thing.
Mm-hmm. I would do me desperately trying to remember all of the different things that you can do. You know what?
Can I insight the bikes? Can I look at their souls? Which one's gold?
Can you give me a sleight of hand to try and chip off without it being too noticeable bits of the rust to look underneath?
Oh, that's a nat 20. Oh, that's a total of 20.
That's incredible, but I'm really sad for you because you outsmarted the DM in what she was planning to do.
Is that?
It's just rust. It is just rust on these bikes.
It was worth a shot. That was big.
That was a beautiful thought, and I'm going to be honest. I was like, I should have thought to do that, but I didn't. There was a split second where I was like, I could change it to that.
You could have. You could have saved me this heartache.
That's all right.
I kind of feel like I should with that nat 20. Just we'll change it up a little bit.
You find an equal but very different gold car. It's just you still find a gold car.
Please. We found. Look at the plates.
All the plates are gone, by the way. The cars usually do have plates. All of these ones, their plates have been.
All right.
Like a chop shop?
more I would say to keep whoever, like, if someone were to see them riding, they wouldn't be able to pick up immediately, say if it was someone of the military that might have records of it, pick up that it may or may not be a stolen speedster. It might just be, oh, they don't have their plates on yet.
So we could all have speedsters.
Potentially.
Joe's just looking at Katasha as the gears are turning, sort of like, what's going on in there?
Probably looking at her, he like pulls out like a makeup brush and starts like dusting off.
Just maybe.
All right, let's before anyone gets suspicious or spots us, we should probably leave this place, right?
Yeah, probably.
I feel so bad. That was such a beautiful nat 20, and you just like completely did like a 180 from what I had originally planned. I was like,
Well, I mean, to be fair, if you ask for like searching for something that isn't there, even on a nat 20, it's not going to be there. Maybe you find
I
something
know,
else,
but it's just so beautiful because it was like, man, I wish I had been smart enough to like remember that like Sherlock thing when I was doing this and just be like, yeah, that's all good.
I think it was only in like the written compendium. I don't think it was in any of like the movie adaptations
Oh yeah.
or TV shows, which is fair. It's okay. My brain hurts a little bit from it, but that's okay.
Sorry.
You
did some beautiful smarts.
Yep, that's the only beautiful smarts that are going to happen.
Don't sell Kitasha short. All right. Is there anything else you guys would like to do with this area or the garage?
I think we should shut the garage and prevent any other access. Certainly, I can reclose the lock.
Yeah, let's mark this some way, because if they don't have plates, then they're probably someone else's speedsters.
It's true. We could bring this to the attention of the security when they arrive later.
Let's see. What should we put on it?
Do you still have that makeup brush?
Yeah, I do.
Could you use that as like a sort of drawing a big arrow on the side of the shutter or something like that?
You know what? I think I'll do something better, and I will take as long as I have to.
That is totally fine. You've got probably from this point, you've probably got like 6 hours until the race would start.
Okay. Let's see.
I do have some ink on me. I don't know if that would help you. I've just checked my gear. It's just some standard writing ink.
Kitasha is going to make a give me some acronyms. She is going to do a J, M, and K on the garage door, where the J is touching the M and the end of the M is touching the K. And I was gonna
like it.
Use some setting spray to like keep it on the wall, theoretically. And it's gonna be like it's gonna be not very pigmented because it's a bunch of powder going on a metal door. But it's gonna have like a little bit of blue, a little bit of pink, maybe orange. Just
beautiful.
like semi watercolor effect, where it's just
Okay.
where it's very diluted,
Mhm.
but there's color there.
How big?
How big? I did say I would take as long as I had to. Making it very noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe by like a standard sheet size.
Okay.
So like an 8.5 by 11 inches.
Okay,
don't-
and are you?
Yeah, I don't know how big that is in centimeters.
A1 paper, Elliot.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
To be fair, when you said sheet size, for a second, my brain processed that as sheep size, and I was like, "There's a standard sheep size." I was
Yes.
like, Americans will do anything but measure in centimeters. They even measure things in sheeps.
Listen, it's
That is freedom fluffs. Those are not sheep.
I like it.
listen. Still, my favorite measurement is the fact that when you're measuring barrels of like wine and the different sizes of barrels, a butt ton is an actual metric.
Oh, is it butt with 2 T's, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
So, it is a metric butt ton.
Mhm.
Oh dear. I think while Katasha's doing that, Joe will say, just sort of chatting, although I will wait till Anna is back.
And you walked away when Elliot decided he wanted to roleplay. No.
No, I'm making more peanut butter cocoa.
That's fair.
I
Drink my apple sake.
do it, but it is still something I have to get up and brew.
Mm-hmm.
Joe will say, Katasha, if you don't mind me asking, what brought you to the guild in the first place?
Oh, just some change in life things. I originally had something lined up and it kind of fell through. So right now I'm just trying to rebuild my funds so I can pursue that again. What about you? You had
Yeah, I do still have the shop actually. It's it's just closed for the future.
How do you still have it if it's closed?
Well, I can reopen it. I still own the building or the yeah.
No, that is my Keurig. It and the train, everything's happening at the same time. So my Keurig is cocoa and the train is trumpeting.
This will make for some beautiful audio for David to edit later.
No, we'll just keep it in. This is Kitasha spraying very thick.
No, yeah, she's doing the setting spray right now, and you know what? Sometimes when the motor cars go by, they make kind of a train honking noise. Especially if pedestrians decide to walk in front of the Thrycreen driving, like, no, you don't do that. You don't walk in front of the vehicles going 55 miles an hour on this residential road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, so I do still have the shop. I've just decided to close it for the time being. I've joined the guild to get stronger and to look for someone that I have lost. And I can only do that when I'm stronger. So I'm just trying to focus as hard as I can on improving and doing as many of these missions as possible. And yeah.
Well, if you want to get strong, you can do the Orcish way. I mean, my uncle can't really show you, but he's kind of dead. But I mean, I can try and teach you what he taught me of the Orcish way of trying to get stronger. I don't know how much that'll help you or what kind of strongness you're going for.
I think, to be honest, maybe I don't even know. I'm just looking to improve myself and to improve my skills, to be better in combat, so I can help you two better. You're clearly both very proficient, and I feel like I'm lagging behind. So I'm just trying to get better in any way I possibly can.
We can definitely do the orcish way. It's easy. You just do everything. That's kind of the orcish way. You just kind of do everything. And you only get help if you say pretty, 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 please. You have to say that many pretties. You can't go more. Or you'll kind of be shunned from society, and you can't really do less. That proves that you're not quite dedicated for getting help. But we definitely work on the orcish way of getting stronger if that's kind of what you're looking for.
If you'd be willing to train me, even in a small way, that would be fantastic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I'm almost done here. And then I'm gonna go take a nap, and then you can kind of do what you want, and we can kind of like convene when it's ready. Okay, that sound good?
Okay.
He sounds so lost.
I can't tell how much of that is Elliot and how much of that is Joe.
I think the intention is this, Joe, but it probably is a bit of both. Yes, absolutely. I'll start doing exercise right away. I think that's what Joe's like. That's what I take from that. I can do some exercise. That seems right.
Yeah.
All right. Unless there is more RP that you two want to discuss between yourselves, I think we will hop over to the Ram.
Right.
Where Hera has just walked in and has spotted Mako sitting at a table by her lonesome. She's gonna saunter up and take her seat. Okay, kid. What you got?
So, good news, bad news. Generally, good day for you, I think. So the bad/good news is Jeremy seems to be the ringleader of
I knew it.
that's my best bet. I there might be other people involved. I don't know for certain. More good news. I know exactly where the race is happening and where the at least some of the bikes are being kept. So I really appreciate your help, and my team will offer as much help to you as we can to get this shut down. Jeremy is currently under the impression that I will be racing for him in order to get into the game, so to speak. That gives us an in, and it means that for the time being, he trusts me.
You're always so good at this. It makes me so frustrated because it seems like every time I work with someone who's still in the military, no one can get stuff done.
You just need to know how to get people to want what you want. It's I don't know. It's all about manipulating people in just the right way.
Well, we both know how good you were at that.
It's an acquired skill.
One that I've had very little use of, to be honest.
Yeah.
You see, I'm stuck being security at a stupid school.
Hey, maybe this is your ticket out. Getting this shut down might get you the recognition that you deserve.
Hallelujah to that. Alright, so how do we want to do this? How do you reckon that people are going to flee if we show up right at the beginning?
Yeah, so I'm worried about. I honestly, I think I can get through the race. My team is currently scouting out the racetrack and the garages. So it might honestly be your best bet to circle in at the finish line, because everyone's going to be crowding around. Everyone's going to be transferring gold for their bets.
Mhm.
And I think that's probably what everyone's going to have the guard the most down.
Yeah, I agree to that. Main thing I'm also worried about is making sure Jeremy gets back up. But I think he'll go through the finish line to see his racer win.
Yeah.
But you got to pull off the stunts. Do you think you can do it? I don't remember you ever riding speedsters. At least, well, I don't think you were really around. You were off on gargoyle missions when they started coming out.
Yeah. I'll be totally honest here. I'm gonna probably try and do a test run just to make sure I can. But if not, then I'm gonna wing it the best I can, and I have my team support me, so hopefully I can manage that. But
Even if you weren't to win, even if you have a way to just even making sure that most of the riders get through and get to us, we'll wait at the end, yeah. Take a scouting around there. I've got to get a couple guys together to make sure we're actually there for the arrests. Though it sounds like some of them are going to be the kids, so we'll probably, how the school's going to be because they're a bunch of rich brats. They're not going to get much.
Yeah. But you know what? I legitimately think that consequences are some of the best teachers. So if some kids get caught in this, then hopefully they experience the consequences.
Here's to that. She's gonna pick up. You guys have already, you had some stuff pre-ordered because you know Hera's a drinker. She takes up her mug and just.
Yeah. Well, I'll cheers to
not
that.
an excuse to me. All right, so yeah, I'll get my team together.
Yeah.
I'll get
Be
that
careful.
area set.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's more than just Jeremy involved in this. Just be careful and selective with who you bring on this.
I will be. Don't you worry. I've got a couple. There's at least some of my guys still stuck around here, so I probably won't get any of these low lives that are currently stuck at the school. I've got some who are still out patrolling right now.
Yeah. And I'll try and make sure everyone gets through that race alive.
Sounds good.
All right. Yeah, and then I'll give her the location, the map of the route, and then all the other details that Jeremy gave me.
Excellent. All right, so yeah, I'll get this settled. Man, you're doing me a huge favor by this. I know that you've got your own set in this, but
Hey, we both win here.
it's true. I know there's a big stigma right now going on between military and the guilds, but you know what? Especially if I can get out of this school, I'm definitely coming your way to get some jobs for you.
Yeah. I'll give you a recommendation. All right.
Alrighty. So when would you guys like to reconvene together? / do you just want to show up to the races, or?
I imagine we'd reconvene before then.
Yeah.
I know I suggested at the time we'd meet up at where myself and Katasha are, but I don't know if that's still the best option.
I mean, I think it would be better for us to meet up potentially at the school grounds, That seems like a neutral area for Rizal to be. And Katasha just wants to touch the dinos again.
Fair.
Thanks,
You never did get that elf's name either.
Well, that's rude. Which, the kid I talked sense into, or
No, the animal caretaker
okay.
who was also giving off big himbo energy.
Mm-hmm. Love that for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will. Katasha's going to suggest going back and is going to talk to the caretaker if they're available. Did they mention if like there are certain nights where the animals go a little crazy or anything like that?
You guys didn't discuss it at all. You were both more they were kind of fawning over the fact that you got the kids to actually interact with the dinosaurs properly, even though they haven't decided yet. They've not really been able to get them to interact well. They're better with animals.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, Katasha's gonna suggest. Well, would this be something that we may have discussed earlier? If not, Katasha's probably gonna suggest to Joe that they go back.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So yeah, I was gonna say it's hard to know, obviously without being in the world, exactly what we would have said or how we arranged stuff. But yeah, I'd say we could head back to the school either way and sort of meet outside the entrance because I don't think we're getting in with that Mecha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve would just look at you two and be like,
We can go hang out with Steve. Steve seems
you
nice.
try to hang out with Steve. Steve just goes back to the guard post like, who are these people? He doesn't recognize you guys anymore. You were gone for a couple hours. The only person he really clocked was with you was Mako, so.
Yeah, that's fine. No, we can just chill somewhere on a bench or something.
Yeah.
Will Mako be joining? Well, don't.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I
Go
said.
ahead.
No.
Kitasha's gonna, as they're heading back, it's gonna go. Oh, by the way, I heard something really weird. You know those two kids that like their dad's car is missing? Those two kids? They said something about like not covering for each other anymore. So I just wondering if we need to like check up on them without checking up on them.
Do you think they were lying still?
Well, they were lying down a lot for sure because they were tired. But I also
wasn't that thing from the Batman? What does the liar do when he's dead? He lies still.
Yeah. I think they definitely know something. It may not be about the cars, but they definitely know something. I don't want to talk to them again because they seemed pretty on edge when we were there anyway. But maybe just you make things, right? Do you make like eyes?
Sorry, I've been re-listening to Magnus and I'm in season 5 again and I was like, oh!
Squishy like normal eyes, but like the glass eyes that like kind of look at things.
I'm sorry, no, that's another area I'd like to get stronger, but I don't believe. Unless I'm genuinely just forgotten I've got that ability. I'm not aware of that, at least not at level 1.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
I think so. I can I produce a small rock that glows slightly. I can make things glow a little bit, and then I look around my pockets and I dig out like yeah, it's like a very small, like little cogwork contraption. I say, if you speak into this, it will repeat whatever you say.
Is it shaped like a bird?
It is now.
Throat.
I can record this saying please the exact number of times an orc would want to say please, so I can make sure I never get it wrong.
I mean, I guess that would work.
I think that's about all I can do at this point. I'm still training. Most of my work was in the shop. At least was more on repairs rather than creating something new. I think that's something I'm trying to work towards now.
Okay. I mean, if we screamed at it,
it would reproduce a scream.
Okay, I think that would be fun. I don't know if that would be fun for the boys, but I think that would be really fun. Like whenever we want to like scare Mako or like scare someone else, maybe the driver, we can record a scream, just kind of play it while we're driving and see what happens. That could be fun.
Okay. Yeah, so here we go. A tiny non-magical object with a magical property, which is up to a 6-second long recorded message, an odor or non-verbal sound, or a static visual effect, so you can make it say writing as well, of up to 25 words. So yeah, it's
Write with it. We can write with it.
I can make text appear on things.
Oh.
It's not a large area. It's small.
You just write all over the building.
If I write, sorry, I think your sound was cutting out for me there. But if I write more than a few times, the previous one starts fading. It's not a.
Ooh, spook.
It just takes a
Imagining
lot of
Katasha's
focus.
gonna steal this thing later and just like use it all over your guys' dorm room.
She wouldn't. Kitasha wouldn't do that. No.
She wouldn't.
Well, I think the idea is the writing is actually. Oh. So, can you say that again? The audio keeps cutting off for some reason.
Oh, that's okay. Kitasha, we're just scheming out loud of what Kitasha may or may not do in the future.
All right. Yeah, I think the putting the writing on there does tend to come from me. I can apply it to different things, but then again, I can only do it up to 4 times before if I do it 5 times, the first one will fade, and so on.
Let's talk to Mako. I don't know if we know what time the races are. I think it would be really funny if we changed the time of the races.
Just as a prank.
I don't have good ideas all the time, so we should definitely figure that out. Yeah.
All right. Amazing.
Does Mako join up by this point? Do we believe that?
I think she'll probably show up by now.
Mako, you would not believe what Joe has. Joe has a rock that screams.
That's useful. Interesting at least. How loud can it scream? And like, does it scream when we throw it at someone, or does it just scream by itself?
It doesn't actually say. I think you can just do it depending on what trigger I set to it. So I guess Joe will say, I think it will just repeat exactly whatever it hears verbatim. I think it lasts for about 6 seconds, but I think I can set the trigger to whatever I need it to be. So the trigger could be every time someone walks past, or every second, or anything at all.
All right.
if we as a party conspire.
You know what we should do with the screaming rock? We should take it back to the lodge. We should stick it in the car.
I do this if you want to.
I'm sorry, I'm channeling a lot of
I love it.
Burrow's End, like one of the twin children who's just like all the time. If anyone else has seen it on Dimension 20,
I'm afraid not.
It's just a little 8-year-old Stope being like, it's time for bed.
Is that the one where Brennan is the mother of the group?
Yes.
Okay, I haven't seen that one yet.
No, it's not really a spoiler. It's something that happens in the first 10 minutes of their gameplay.
That's fine. We could certainly put it on the in the car and make the trigger when the car turns on.
Just a correction really quick, the speedsters are kind of like motorcycles, so that the vision is correct.
But if they have saddlebags...
Yeah, that's fair. No, there's definitely
individual.
places that you could hide these on the motorcycles. I just wanted to make sure, because you guys kept saying cars, I was like, the area is really not big enough for a bunch of cars to be going through. It is like, think like it's a Harley Davidson. They're racing Harleys.
Okay. All right. Did you want me to do this 4 times? Did you want to prank 4 different cars or just one specific car? Or sorry, say car again. Yeah, motorcycle. Yeah.
I don't know. Mako, do you know how many drivers there are?
No one bothered to count how many motorcycles there were.
No, we didn't. We just done really good.
Yeah, no, Jeremy didn't mention anything about how many other racers there were going to be.
And would you allow a history check just for Joe to go back and have at least like a rough figure?
Sure.
Yes. That is a dirty 20.
Man, I was all ready for a response if you rolled low, because if you're like, so far you're like streak of rolling low in the previous sessions. You'd say somewhere really between 6 and 8. You're also trying to account for the golden motorcycle just in case it's going to show up. Somewhere between 6 and 8.
All right, yeah, I'll pass that along. So yes, it seems okay. That's fine. Oh, we could certainly just break one specific motorcycle if you want and have it screaming. I think we should probably figure out who's got the best scream out of the 3 of us.
I mean, we can definitely... Do you want to have screaming auditions?
We could do. I think that would be the next logical step.
I'll pass on that. I don't believe I've ever screamed in my adult life. So,
how about a yell? A battle cry?
No, not nothing really like that. Didn't really need to.
Okay. I'm new to this whole fighting thing. I wondered if that was just part of it.
No. Maybe that's the case on like we're dealing with grunts, but my old team we were above that.
Okay. Well, all right then. Okay, just us, Nick. Let's scream.
Okay, well, do you want... How... So how do we want to do this? Because
I'm not going to scream IRL. I just want to put that out there. I've got 3 different people sleeping in the rooms next to mine.
That's totally fair.
You want a theatrical scream? I think I can do a theatrical scream.
Sounds like performance, yeah.
Yeah, I think we
Go
can do
for it.
contested performance.
I feel like
wait.
Kitasha should have advantage on this.
I agree wholeheartedly. I also want to say we're screaming outside of a school. I don't know if that's
You
good or bad,
are.
but we're screaming outside of a school.
Roll separately once you guys do your screams.
Michaela just saw what I wrote.
Joe, your voice cracks.
Oh.
It's so incredibly bad that four separate ravens turn from the trees and look at you. And they look like, is it dying? They're not sure yet. They're keeping an eye on you. It might be this thing might just drop dead and they could start eating it. Would you like your advantage roll?
I mean, I rolled a 7.
Is that with advantage?
That is not with advantage.
Yeah.
I wasn't with advantage.
You do have advantage on this because while you might not have like all that much experience in just doing yells, I mean, like you also have done a lot of performance stuff. Yeah, Kitasha's got a very good, loud, boisterous yell that you weren't quite expecting with how very happy-go-lucky she is. Very, like, you're suddenly like, this woman was on the seas once. I understand. Oh, we got a finger up.
So instead of like screaming, Kitasha kind of does like some vocal warm-ups for the first roll of like a sad 7, and then it gives a very impassioned "a man can die but once."
Yes. It's good. You're like this.
Do you want me to use
The
that
ravens
for the
look at
recording?
her and are like, and then they look back at Joe.
What's up with these judgmental ravens?
Phone and just flies away.
Yeah, there a couple of them when they realize that you're not just gonna drop dead, just kind of fly away. So, Steve says nothing. Steve didn't even notice this was going on. Steve is just looking the other way.
Some security guard. All right.
He trips over his own feet a little bit, looks up, tries to be like, no one saw that, I'm good.
All right. I think
so I guess if you would like, you may go put this rock on one of the vehicles.
I think that would be the best possible thing for us.
Okay.
We've still got a few hours, right?
Oh yeah, you got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Joe, I would like you to roll me just a d4.
Oh. I'll roll IRL dice. That's a 3.
Okay.
We all die.
Write this down. Okay. I'm gonna roll a dice here. You get to the garage. Still fine. Joe, you need to unlock it though again.
Oh yes. But surely it would be a lot easier this time because I've already done it once. He says confidently. I'm gonna roll 1 dice. Actually, okay, I got a 19. It's not bad.
You get it. You get it unlocked just fine.
Alright.
How do you open it?
Exactly the same way as before.
No pain.
Okay, it's fine. It doesn't shudder quite as loudly this
time. I put it just enough to like kind of slide underneath, just to, just choose one at random. find a suitable hiding place, probably just under the seat in like a storage bit or whatever. And I've set the
Okay.
trigger for the scream or for the singing, whatever, however Katasha wanted to put it in. I've set the trigger to be when the engine turns on and continually after that point.
Okay.
There is no
Beautiful.
benefit. This will not help us at all to fulfill our mission, but this is very good.
And that's all Katasha wants.
Just a little bit of chaos. Just a little taste of chaos.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have set this up, you may leave it, and then what would you like to do now? I will just briefly re-mention to you guys, just in case you forgot. Both of you interrogated children that were potentially racing about whether or not they were doing these illegal races. So I don't know where you guys want to be when the time of this race starts.
Yeah, you guys probably should be not around. You guys might be able to meet up. You guys either should be hiding along the track so you can assist me somehow with magic. I don't know if that is something that you guys can do. Or
we could definitely hide. Yeah.
yeah. Also, now that I think about it, Joe, you're mechanically minded. Do you know how the speedsters work?
I would imagine Joe's probably at least taken a look at a few and has like at least a fundamental understanding at least of just machinery. Specific ones might be a bit more of a challenge, but
You look at
yeah,
Roadster magazine when it comes out.
sure.
All right. Would you be able to give me a crash course on at least like how to turn it on, how to go forward? I think I can
Yeah.
balance enough to keep it upright, but I want to make sure that I don't look like I've never driven before.
All right. Yeah. Of course. I'll show you the ropes. To use a sailing term, which isn't appropriate here. I'll show you the cogs. That's fine.
All right.
Are you testing this on one of the speedsters in there? Are you making sure which speedster you turn on?
Here's the thing: we don't know which is the pacer bike or the rental bike that we're going to be using.
That's true.
I think I honestly I might just be like, we don't need to turn it on. Just show me where the key goes. Show me
yeah.
which pedal shifts gear, which pedal makes me go forward.
And I think if I may throw a silly bit of characterization, I think Joe will spend an unnecessary amount of time stressing the importance of safety, using your blinkers, checking your mirrors before you make any maneuvers. You know, I think that would be just very much forgetting this is a very dangerous. Well, no, maybe keeping in mind because it's a very dangerous race. He's sort of like very safety conscious. Make sure you wear a helmet, even though most people probably won't.
Yeah. As they're doing that, Kitasha's going to kind of walk around to find a good spot that is still within 30 feet of the barrel.
Within 30 feet of the barrel. All right.
That's
Yeah, I
it.
mean, you have no time constraints here. You've still got probably about 3 or 4 hours before the race is supposed to start. And there's not been a sign of anyone showing up. So you can scout out whatever ideal location you feel would be best.
Okay. As long as I can have line of sight, and if there's a bar that's open late or any other thing within the 30 feet, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like from here over to I think about here.
Yeah, I would say probably let's make a decision here. This this section of the building is actually a bar that they're not open they're open late, but there's hardly ever anyone there. So you could totally just chill in there, and they've got quite a few windows. You kind of wonder why they've not reported anything yet. But as you're looking in, and it is already night, the barkeep is kind of just wiping the tables. Ooh, it's a very tired barkeep.
Mm-hmm. In the building, right?
Yes.
The big one? Okay. I would like to do an insight check to see if they're theatrically tired.
Go for it.
Potentially in on the game. That's another nat 20 for 25.
Ooh.
You see this guy, and he looks up at the clock, sighs a little bit. You think he's probably in on it a bit just on placing bet.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise it really doesn't make sense for this bar to have not reported this going on.
Mm-hmm.
Also the fact of, wow, this bar that is not advertising hardly anything.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that it has business in the day, but wonder why.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this guy, he's probably not a racer, but he definitely takes part in some bidding.
Okay. Kitasha's gonna go up and strike up a conversation about any fun nighttime activities.
Oh, howdy. Life in this part of town's pretty slow. He's gonna look you over. Did you have anything in particular you were thinking of?
Oh, I must have heard incorrectly. I heard things tend to go pretty fast. At least once a month here. I'm hoping I'm not late.
Looks you up and down. I would like you to roll me a deception roll, really quick.
Nice.
Okay. Not very good.
He rolled
That's-
worse.
What?
I think as he looks me up and down again, Katasha's gonna do a snap in his face, as a redirection, and say, if you keep looking at me like that, you're gonna have to pay at least for dinner.
Very nice.
I'm sorry. You're very lovely to look at. But yeah, if you are interested, there is some hush hush activities that go down. A couple hours from now, it sounds like you've already heard. Bidding starts usually in about 2 hours. So they're gonna probably show up around here in 2 hours to start placing their bets. They'll do the race and then they'll come back here. So this is a nice spot. You can watch pretty safely out the windows. But, it is up to you where you want to sit for them.
Yeah, where does bidding start? Out of curiosity.
Couple gold. It depends on who's bidding. If you've got a bunch of the young kids, a lot of them will put something around 200 or 300 gold. But I usually just put one or two in, and I usually end up getting quite a bit.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, I'll just go ahead and is the buy-in 2 gold also?
Yeah. Settled. Here, if you want to place your bid with me now, because they usually have me keep the bids. Let's just say 3 gold. Do you have a specific speedster you want to that you know of that's going to be here, or do you want me to go ahead and place who I think's going to win?
Well, here's the 3 gold. I hope this is the right kind of gold.
Yeah.
I know not a lot of people. I'm just going to go up to the camera to show me. I know not a lot of people. The dragon.
It's so pretty.
The dragon lotus. Oh no, the platinum pieces are even cooler. This fucking set. It's great. I know the name of a driver, but I don't know if they have a different name that they're driving under. They're a rabbit folk.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, I don't think we've had any recently, so if it's a new one. Yeah, I can put you down for that, and I can get the names once, a couple of the guys get here. They usually know the names of all their riders.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you.
Of course.
Is there a way to reserve a table?
Just set your stuff anywhere. I'll make sure no one steals it. Don't you worry, darling.
Oh, thank you. So Katasha's gonna set up shop at the window with the best view.
Okay.
A couple hours, at Disney World for a fucking parade. And she's going to order the equivalent of a barley water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he can get that for you. No worries. All right. Now, with you all set, ready for when the bidding starts, Joe giving Mako a quick starter on how do speedsters work.
How to speedster, full stop.
Yeah, because totally someone could be just informed, this is how you ride a motorcycle, and totally be good to ride a motorcycle. We are actually going to end there.
All right.